guys, it's Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, and I'm also joined by my wonderful co-host, Sunita Allister. Sunita, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Prince. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So, it was about a month and some change ago, I saw in passing a post on LinkedIn that was from Poly that also had Nextiva tagged, and they were basically talking about how they had a new partnership, Poly and Nextiva, for some co-branded Poly phones that Nextiva is offering. Now, as you already know, Sunita, and for those of you who watch the channel, you may know because I've reviewed them before, previously, Poly had co-branded phones or a partnership with VTech and Snome. Everybody knows what VTech is. I think even you probably remember VTech from not only like the cordless phone and Mom's Kitchen to like, I think kids' toys and all that were VTech. But also VTech has a division called Snome, which is basically like their business division. Previously, as long as I can remember, Nextiva has always had Nextiva branded IP phones that were manufactured by VTech and Snome. Now the way that I understand it is that Poly and Nextiva have gone into a partnership, and there is now a Nextiva branded Poly phone, which is actually cool because I've never seen this before. I've never seen Poly do this with anybody, like co-brand a phone like this or white label it, so to speak. Let me share my screen, Sunita, so that you and everybody else can see this, because I think this is new news for you as well. So this is actually Poly's page where all of their like IP phones are that you can see for the desk phones. This is kind of fresh here. You will see that they've got a Poly Edge E220. You'll see they've got an E300 and they've got an E450. You'll also see here that it says ships week of September 5th and September 26th. Now obviously you and I were doing this video in October, so we're a little late to the party, but it looks like these just started shipping. So here they are. Now these phones do exist by themselves, where you can get them from Amazon or VoIP Supply or from Poly Direct. But when I saw the post on LinkedIn, these were actually Nextiva branded phones. Like at the actual top of the screen, it had the Nextiva logo. I think this is cool, and I'm going to explain why. But before we get into that, what's your take on these new Poly Nextiva co-branded IP phones that you can get from Nextiva? What's your take on this, or what do you think about this?
I am excited because, we get very excited about the new something upgrades happening and something that is related to, our interest. So definitely. So this makes me really excited, and I'm looking forward when I'll be able to see, the review, or maybe I'll be able to just use it. People most of the time, they just ask us that whether the providers, they do offer their own brands or phones or something, but the
Yeah.
collaboration between the top brands and the top provider is going to be like very ideal and very exciting for me.
Yeah, I want to talk about one of the things you mentioned when you said you're looking forward to seeing a review. So I have good news there. The funny thing is that I was told that Nextiva isn't even shipping yet. They are shipping that Poly Edge phone that you see in the picture, but they don't have the Nextiva logo on it yet. The ones that I saw that were on my LinkedIn profile, what I saw was literally those phones you saw with the Nextiva logo literally on them at Nextiva HQ or at Poly HQ. But a bunch of Nextiva people and Poly people had flown to the same state together and they had like a big celebration party. That being said, the way that I understand it is if you are a Nextiva customer right now and you purchased that phone, or you ordered new Nextiva service, you would still get that phone, but it wouldn't have the Nextiva logo on it. That's still in the making. But supposedly, the ones that have the actual Nextiva logo on it that were at that party are being sent to me. They're the only ones that are like that are being sent to me as of this past Thursday, Friday, and I should have them in like a couple of weeks. And so I am going to do a full review of these phones on the channel. So you will get to see that. One thing I wanted to talk about with these phones that is different that I know of with Nextiva's current co-branded phones that are through VTech and Snome, they advertise on the website that they have wireless and Bluetooth. But the little kind of like catch-22 is they don't actually have Bluetooth and wireless. They support it with a dongle. And I've seen this in some of your quotes and some of the emails back and forth where the customer says, I want this Nextiva phone, I want Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and then they find out, I got to have all these dongles to connect to the back of the phone to get this for Wi-Fi or this for Bluetooth, and then it gets really complicated. From what I understand, there's one model in this particular set of these new Nextiva co-branded Poly Edge phones that actually has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built in natively. So this is a game changer for them in that regard. What's your thoughts on that? Like, do you ever have customers that ask about that when you're dealing with Nextiva? They want the Wi-Fi or the Bluetooth built in, or what's your take on that?
People do ask about this, and our customers, they really get concerned. I mean, how it's going to be plugged in and how they can simply use it, because sometimes it's a new thing. So definitely first thing comes to your mind when talking about VoIP is convenience, that it should be like not so complicated, that not everybody in the team will be able to use it. As I told you before, that when something upgrades and someone is just doing so much better and very futuristic, it excites me. So I'm just looking forward to it.
Yeah. The funny thing is Poly is sending me the entire series of that Edge that you just saw, but they're also sending me the Nextiva co-branded ones.
Right.
I don't know if they're the same, and the only thing that's different is the Nextiva logo on the one or the other, but I guess we'll find out when we review it. But I'm excited because while there was never anything wrong with the VTech and Snome phones, I had a lot of customers that like those, and so those are some of the highest reviewed IP phones that I have on the channel. While I never had any issues with those, I like the fact that Poly is a well-known brand and it's a Poly co-branded Nextiva phone. Because a lot of people, yeah, they knew what VTech was, but when I said Snome, they were like, what's that? Then when it's a Poly phone, there's more notability there. There's more familiarity in the brand there. So anyways, any other closing thoughts, Sunita, before I say a couple more things and we wrap this one up?
Well, I hope it just, I mean, they achieve whatever the goals they have set for themselves, Poly and Nextiva both, which is going to be very beneficial for the customers as well. Yeah.
Cool. For those of you who are watching who may or may not know, if you actually go to our channel and you look for, I think it's like IP phone reviews or hardware reviews, or you look in our Nextiva playlist, you can see where I've done reviews on all of the previous Nextiva co-branded phones. Even though this video is all about Poly, this isn't to knock the older, ones like the X882 and some of those that I reviewed, because those are pretty awesome Nextiva VTech Snome co-branded phones. So check out those video reviews so you'll have an idea of kind of where Sunita and I are headed and what we're talking about here with those types of phones. Anyways, as always, Sunita, thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate your input as always. And I will catch you guys again in the next video.